This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
So we've got Jeremy McGovern in here, which is fantastic. We'll be talking footy about to him just in a second, but we've also got a special guest, Natalie, that's going to join our sports talk.
Well, he's wandered in early, and so we thought, why not get him involved? Gardner. Charlie Albone for Better Homes Gardens is in the house.
Charlie, good to see you.
Nice to see you guys. You well?
Yeah, you want to talk? You ready to talk sport?
Yeah.
Charlie, get involved in the questions here. I'm going hard at Gov straight off the bat here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Save me.
The West Coast Eagles over here have had a torrid run for a number of years, but this year hasn't got off to the best start. The Gov is the champion of their team. They had a crisis meeting. Some say crisis. I'll take that word away. I'll take that word away, Gov, because I don't like it. You had a meeting and you wanted to make sure that the boys are up and about to change things going forward. Tell us about it.
It wasn't a crisis meeting.
Okay, good. I'll take that off the table.
Let's just put that on record.
Charlie, did you think it was a crisis meeting and the information you're across?
I mean, what I've heard it was major crisis.
Charlie meant to be helping me here.
I'm a Swans fan.
There you go. Well, there might be one coming for them.
Yeah, I know there is.
No, it wasn't a crisis meeting at all. It's obviously been spoken about a fair bit, which is fair enough. It's the landscape we live in. But it's actually one of the best meetings I've had for years. So I've looked at it as a complete positive.
So senior players,
Yeah, senior player. Like, there's a big group of us.
leadership group, and extras.
Yeah. There's a big group of us, and
Where'd you have it?
at the club.
Was there catering?
No.
Was that catering?
No, there wasn't. We didn't
Not
cater
even
it.
some finger sandwiches.
We probably should have got the media in just so we can get some clarity on what. But no, it was literally. Obviously, we're in the position we're in.
Yes.
We haven't been playing too well. The club hasn't been going too well for the last few years. So we've had plenty of these meetings before. But this one obviously got out there and has made a bigger deal of probably what it is. I think a little bit. But yeah, for me, it was robust. It was. Yeah, deep conversations of us trying to get better. And I mean us. It's not the players versus the club or the club versus... It was us as a team, as a whole club. So, we come out of it extremely positive. It was a great meeting and everyone aired out what they wanted to air out, needed to air out.
Yeah.
And it's just purely for us to get better. And I'm sure we'll have another one at some stage because we're just trying to get better and get back up that ladder as quick as we can as a club, not as a playing group, not as... Some of the stuff that's been reported. Yeah,
so it's not players v coach or any of that nonsense, is it?
No, definitely not. No, it was a conversation for us to get better as a whole. And since that, it was pre-Bombers. So since then, I think our performance on field's gotten better. A few things that we spoke about have definitely gotten better. So, and we're not perfect. We're still building. We still need to keep getting better individually as players. As a club, as a team, so for us it was more a positive thing than negative, I think, which is sort of the way it's sort of been spun.
Who blabbed to the media?
I just mentioned to you.
How'd they find out about it?
I don't know. They threw me in. Apparently, I called the meeting. Went in there with.
Have you accidentally added a journalist to the WhatsApp group? Is that what's happening?
I don't know about this WhatsApp
Signal,
group.
Everyone.
Yeah, I don't know what this WhatsApp group is, but I'm not in it.
I did mention to you off air. I've had a couple in my period of time, and what we did to turn things around, Charlie. I'm not sure if you do this on Better Homes and Gardens, but things aren't going the way you want. You get everyone together. We had a bonfire. We went out to Rick Hart, had a farm out in the sticks or whatever, and we had a bonfire, and things come out around the fire, and everyone's having a couple of tins. Did you think about that would be the
That sounds a lot better, Shaun, to me. Yes, that sounds amazing to me. But obviously this day and age probably can't. Imagine if...
What's the next step? So,
you never know. Of course, we try and catch up, and it's not about drinking beers together all the time.
No.
But that definitely does help at some stages, but time and a place for it for sure for us. But, maybe the next one, Shawnee, I'll invite you along, mate.
Charlie, what happens when things aren't going the way they need to go?
Normally I pick up a chair and throw it through a window.
Sure. No, that sounds right.
Kick Adam, the builder, in the back, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, Joanna Griggs gives everyone a nipple cripple and we move on.
Yeah. Pretty much how it goes.
Go, big game this week, obviously, against Melbourne. I said that I expect you to perform well, and I don't think Melbourne are a really good team, although they beat my team. I don't think they're a really good team. I think that a Saturday night game, that you've got a real good chance to take it to them. Clayton Oliver not playing, which is a big out for them. There's a good opportunity here.
Yeah, every week's an opportunity, Shaun, but I think the last couple of weeks we've been building. We've been playing some better footy, as much as the actual result of how much we lost by last week. I thought the game was a little bit better than probably.
Yeah, you acquitted yourselves, especially in the second half, I thought.
Yeah. So we've slowly been building. We understand where we're at with it, but for us, we're going to do everything we can. But Melbourne are a top echelon side. When they play at their best, they're one of the better teams in the comp. So
I don't agree with that.
You don't?
Nah.
I reckon if they get going, they look pretty good. So
yeah, I know. Their forward line's pretty ordinary. I don't know.
Most teams do.
Yeah.
If teams are off a little bit, no,
I agree with that.
You know, like that's where we're going into the game expecting Melbourne at their best, which we have to. But yeah, there is an opportunity, and hopefully we can play our best footy and mainly keep taking steps forward to win it.
And we're going to change sports in a second because I wanted to ask you about NBA, and Charlie's a big NBA fan, which is great. But the last question is about Oscar Allen, and how have you been able to rally behind him?
Yeah.
From a personal point of view.
Yeah, he's had our support the whole time through everything that's been going on and everything else. So for us, or for me, I can't speak for all players, of course, but the boys have been right behind him the whole time. So,
but you know when someone's been kicked to the curb, it's difficult. So do you make any more effort to make sure, hey mate, just a reminder, we love you.
Yeah, definitely. There's been a few text messages hanging around, and
so did you say it's his 100th this weekend?
Yeah, 100th this weekend.
Oh, it's a big milestone, and also the other big milestone is the Aussie the Eagle flies for the 200th time. 200th. This weekend. That's amazing, isn't
Aussie
it?
and Aussie. There you go.
Yeah.
So his 100th this weekend, so we'll get around him big time, and we've been supporting him massively.
Yeah.
I think as a playing group, we fully understand what's going on, and for us right now, and I know Oscar is just purely focused on the club and us trying to get better and win each week. So, he's got our full support.
Fantastic. Right, over the NBA now, and I couldn't believe it yesterday when the LA Lakers got booted out of the NBA Finals because I expected that they would bounce back even though they're 3-1 down. They're out. 4-1. They got beaten by the Timberwolves. No good there. Where are you on the NBA picture?
I'm nowhere. When I come through, it was Chicago Bulls, so I'm still stuck with the Bulls.
Yeah.
But
Josh Giddey had a good season.
Well, yes, he had a great season. So I'm watching bystander at the moment. My young fella likes Lakers, so we're both out now.
Charlie, who's your team?
Golden State Warriors. They're still in it. They lost yesterday to Houston Rockets.
Well, they got smoked early doors. They came back at one point, but they rested their starters at the end because they knew the game was done.
Yeah. I'm still hopeful. I mean, they're 3-2 now, so they'll be back in San Francisco, and I think
still
they'll
alive.
get up.
So that's Saturday morning, Charlie. So you'll be watching that?
When is it? 9 a.m. here?
Oh, yes.
I'll be at the Garden Show, I'm afraid.
I'll have to text you the update.
I might have KO on my phone whilst I'm there doing the talk and watching at the same time.
Who's your team, Shawnee?
I'd like to see LeBron win another championship because I just think
he doesn't have enough.
Well, no, he doesn't, and he's amazing. Like
He's doing it tough.
When you think about it, the guy's 40.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable the way
he
plays.
Still pretty good, yeah.
And he stands for a lot of different things. People want to chip him all the time, but the fact that he's got his own school and the money he puts in, he really stands up for black lives, and politically, not many sports people put themselves out there because you get your head knocked off, and he does that as well. So I'm a fan. But the Golden State Warriors, they will win, Charlie. They will win Saturday morning. I saw Steph Curry on the bench yesterday in the last 5 minutes. He's just laughing.
Yeah.
And they've got the main man who loves to play in finals, of course.
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, the big buckets.
Jimmy Buckets, mate.
Yep.
He'll come to play.
I think I'd marry him if he asked me. I love Jimmy Butler.
It's your wife, isn't it?
It is news. But I loved him when he played for Miami, and now he plays for the Golden State Warriors. I'm so happy.
Yeah, he was at Bulls for a little bit there.
Yeah, right.
I tuned in heavily when Jimmy Buckets was there, but Giddy now.
Yeah, we're all on the
fingers crossed. But Timberwolves,
they can't go all the way. Anthony Edwards was bloody brilliant in the thing, matching up on LeBron a few times.
Yeah.
They've got the size, but it's going to be the Celtics.
OKC.
OKC. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shay?
Yeah, they're the best team this season. I think they'll win it.
Better than the Cavs?
Yep.
Better than the Celtics?
Sean, we have to wrap it up, mate. We can't just have you listing every NBA team and asking you if they're better than that. Good luck tomorrow.
Good luck,
guys.
Shaun Sport in podcast form.
We're going to speak about footy in a second, but I just want to kick things off with great news for Tottenham Hotspur fans. Natalie, overnight.
Yes.
We're looking at one in the room.
It's not me, it's Amy over there.
That's Amy, our producer, because her and her husband, in particular, her husband
Mad
Alex, would just be
Spurs
going
fans.
off his block because they were able to win their European Champions League first league semi-final overnight 3-1, which puts them in the van to make the final.
So that's enough. That was enough to get them through.
Well, they're not through yet. There's a second leg.
Okay.
But because, 3-1,
Yeah, it's a good win.
it's a good win. And they hang
Great
on.
news for Ange Postecoglou. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it keeps him in the job for another week.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a week by week problem.
So that's really good news. Manchester United, for Manchester United fans, we've got heaps of them here in WA. They had a victory too. So that could be the two English Premier League sides fighting it out for the European title.
That'd be big.
That'll be huge. Good luck to them. The other one was LeBron James. I mentioned it yesterday. Can he survive the first round of the playoffs? And he couldn't. The Timberwolves got it done yesterday. They're out. 4-1, they were beaten.
By a champion team, not a team of champions.
Well, it seems that way. There's a couple of really good players, by the
Yeah,
way,
no,
in the
it's- I
Timberwolves.
don't know, I just
Anthony
like
Edwards
saying
is
it.
a freak, by the way. He's a freak. But
he was
LeBron
also
James
great in
out.
Top Gun, yeah.
Yep. They're talking about whether that he will. Of course, they ask him the questions: is he going to play on next year? Because he's 40.
Yeah.
And
And go, why wouldn't you? Like, look how
best
good I
player in
am.
the world still. So why wouldn't I? So we'll see what happens with that one. But the news over the last 48 hours is a lot to do with North Melbourne. So North Melbourne went down by 3 points to Essendon last night. They had the opportunity to win the game. A young player took a mark with 1:20 to go. He went back. He took such a long period of time to be able to take his shot. The umpire said played him on. And he was probably only about 40 metres out. And so then he had to hasten his shot at goal and totally butchered it. Essendon were able to hold on and win that game by 3 points. But a lot of it was to do, the build-up was Kane Cornes and directed at him and the media for having a crack at a couple of players from the North Melbourne Football Club.
So they had banned Kane Cornes from North Melbourne rooms and from talking to anybody. Is that right?
That's what they did, North Melbourne Football Club.
And that's unprecedented.
Todd
right?
Viney, who's the football manager, he said, that's what we're doing.
Yep.
We've had enough of Kane, and we're saying that he's targeting a couple of our players.
Young players too,
And it's having an impact, and we see it as bullying.
They're getting around their own players, and Kane, and it's almost like we're had enough of the outspoken media sports commentator that is Kane Cornes. Is that the gist
That's
of it?
correct. So let's have a listen, Ross. You grabbed this for us early on of how it all started, what Kane was talking about, directing at a couple of players from North Melbourne.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit concerned. I've spoken about this probably for the last month with Harry Scheezel. So let's look at some of the numbers in terms of his ball-winning ability. So he's fourth in the comp for disposals, yet he's 17th for score involvements. Sheezy ball is what I'm calling it. Forget stat padding. He is getting the sheezies. He is getting far too many sheezies. He's not on Arden Street. He's on Sheezy Street, Hutchie. This is what he's doing. That is a sheezy. That is what I'm calling a stat padding sheezy straight up into the air. So, and here's all the sheezies from full back. So
I think you've been really
get him in the front half of the ground.
I reckon you've been way too harsh.
You don't think he's stat
That's Nick
padding?
Rewald.
But like branding it and calling it cheesy ball. Come on, man.
That's what we do.
That's what we do.
Well, that's what he does.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
Can I say there's a part to this where you watch some of Harry Scheezel's disposals, and I agree with Kane that he's just getting a stat. And you see this in AFL games, so be aware of this when you're watching, and this is not just for Harry, but this is for a number of players who will get the ball and you get tackled near the boundary line. Well, ideally, Natalie, you just hold the ball in, right, and you take it over the line. But the people who are in their mind thinking, I'm about stats,
But how do you know that that's his thought process?
I know. I was played the game for 15 years.
Sean wanted this.
And I coached it, by the way. I spoke to one of my sons at the start, in a pre-season game this year. I said, stop getting rid of the ball because all you're worried about is getting another stat.
Yeah,
because
right.
the kids look at that in a big way.
Yeah.
AFL players sometimes look at this. So they're near the boundary line or they're getting tackled. Just hold the ball in, and you'll see the pros do that. You'll see some of them
But he's
tonight.
a very young player. He's a second-year player, yeah. He was a high draft pick.
No, he's at least a third-year player.
Player, is he? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's a champion.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that doesn't
And
mean
there's
champion
no-
young players can get caught in the moment where they
there's no doubt about that. But singling him out like that, it seems to be unfair. And also, there's no, I know that Kane would have been super happy with himself when he coined the term.
Oh,
and
yes,
it just so happened that his name lends itself to that. And Kane would go, oh, this is going to be great. But there's a person at the other end of that.
Yeah.
It's what he's forgetting.
Well, that's the main thing.
Yeah, that's right.
And I do mention the fact that players do this, and they do, and you'll be able to watch it from week to week sometimes. So, that's a thing. But Kane Kane doing that and singling out the person, as you said, it's wrong because he played 300 games, Kane Cornes.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
No.
And
That's right.
It's not easy. The pressure of the world.
Yeah.
You know, you've seen Oscar Allen come out and speak about how that he just thought how many people he let down and everyone thought he was a traitor and all those words that he used.
Alex Pearce talking in that interview a couple of weeks ago where the mental toll was horrendous, where he said, sometimes I just wish that something would mean I didn't have to play this week. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot to take on.
Yeah, it is. It is incredible. You know, Aaron Sanderlands, when we lost a game, he wouldn't go to the shops.
Yeah, that's right.
I was the same. I'd put a hoodie on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't leave the house. You actually think you've let down so many people.
That's right.
And it's a feeling that no one else would know. So pointing at a player and corning that Scheezel ball.
Yeah.
Spotlight, put the person under the spotlight.
That's unfair.
When you play 300 games, it's really unfair. And I know that's his gig, Kane.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he's getting paid the dollars for.
That's great. You collect your paycheck, but there's a person at the other end of it who doesn't deserve that.
So I'm okay with him pointing out some players and doing a big umbrella have got to be careful about giving away the ball in the event of just trying to get a stat for their stat sheet. No problem at all.
That's fine.
They need to... And
singling somebody out and making a crack at like that just because they've got a name that lends it to it is a bit unfair.
Yeah, it really is. And you mentioned already, I mean, you're talking about a 21-year-old.
We're backing in. We are banning Kane Cornes from Nova 937.
Are we?
Well, I don't know. He works for the rival network, doesn't he?
Yeah, let's ban him then. Yeah. Absolutely ban him. Yeah. Trying to get on our show.
He will never darken our door. I don't know.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.